Hi guys, my name is Sanjay Gupta. I'm a consultant cardiologist in York. Today I wanted to do another video on how to improve sleep in patients with POTS, and today I wanted to talk about some of the medications that one could use which may help improve sleep patterns. A lot of this insight I've gleaned from a doctor called Dr. Alan Pokinky, who is a real sleep expert in America, and he's done a lot of videos for Dysautonomia International, and they're available on Vimeo, but he's a real genius, and largely everything I'm going to talk about I've gleaned from his videos, so the credit goes to him, not me. The other thing to say is that I think not one thing works for everyone, so it's a case of trying. The third thing to say is that a lot of medications I'm talking about are not licensed for this use, so they're off-label indications, and therefore I would always recommend that you go and speak to your doctor and see if you can try them out and make sure that they're not dangerous in any way for you. And so I can only give you generic kind of advice rather than saying, oh no, you should do that. I would always recommend you go and speak to your doctor before trying anything out, all right? But here are some things that could work. Okay, number one, the problem with sleep disturbance is in POTS is these arousals, these period of where the sympathetic system is exaggerated, the response is exaggerated, the heart rate goes up, we wake up as a consequence. So if you can use some sort of medication which actually suppresses the production of the sympathetic system, suppression of the adrenaline, then that would work. Have we got any medications like this? Yes, we do. Beta blockers. Beta blockers are very effective. Now, the problem is a lot of people take their beta blocker in the daytime, and the problem with that is that although the beta blocker suppresses the heart rate, which is a big problem in patients with POTS, it can actually lower the blood pressure and can actually make you quite tired, and therefore a lot of patients with POTS do not tolerate a beta blocker during the daytime. However, taking it at night may be a completely different thing, because you're going to be sleeping anyway, and because the beta blocker works, you're not so worried about the blood pressure because you're asleep and you're lying down. So the blood pressure is more of an issue when you're standing up. So that's not a problem. The tiredness is not a problem because you're sleeping. But the beta blocker will work by blunting sympathetic activation during the night. So if you have a beta blocker on and you have a little kind of noise or something, you won't get such an exaggerated response, and that may stop you from waking up. So that's one possibility and does work in some people, taking a beta blocker at night. All right. The second thing to say is another thing that can wake people up are people who have nightmares or flashbacks or vivid dreams. All right. And these tend to happen during REM sleep. Now, we know that these are linked to alpha activity, all right? And therefore, taking an alpha blocker, something like prazosin, can help suppress that, and in so doing, it may improve sleep. We know that there was a study done in war veterans who came back, who had very terrible flashbacks from the war, and in those people, a high dose of prazosin virtually got rid of all their flashbacks and their nightmares. So at a much smaller dose, it may have value in patients with POTS. All right. So those are beta blockers, which can so those are medications, beta blockers to blunt the sympathetic system, alpha blockers to reduce vivid dreams and reduce the kind of sympathetic exaggeration during REM sleep. Also, there are other things like clonidine, it's clonidine which will suppress the production of adrenaline, etc. And that's another option in patients with POTS. Okay, I'll do another video soon. Thank you so much. I hope this was useful. Please feel free to comment, share, etc. And please join me on my Facebook page. And you can get through to that by typing in yourcardiology@gmail.com. Thank you so much. All the best. Bye.